Hey guys, it's Mr. Stringham. So it looks like I'm going to have to do this kind of in multiple parts just because of I'm using a different technology to make this than I did the last couple videos. And I'm just going to upload them probably in 5-minute increments. Looks like the longest I can do. I think they'd only be 2, maybe 3 parts. And I'll figure out maybe a way to merge the videos later down the road because for some reason it doesn't seem to be cooperating right now. But maybe it'll be easier having it into separate parts. So we're on physical traits. Physical traits are what your character looks like. This also impacts the types of skills they have, right? So if you have a character that's really, really strong or looks really strong, is super muscular, it's probably a good warrior, right? That kind of implies the skills that he's going to have. But if you have someone who is maybe less about combat and more about using their brain to kind of outthink and outmaneuver, then you might have someone that's more gifted in intelligence. And I know sometimes that doesn't manifest in the physical trait, right? Like you can't look at someone and see if they're intelligent, but maybe by the clothes or the way your character talks, they can kind of influence or play on those roles. And so when I'm going through a section like this, I might just take my highlighter and choose something that applies, right? Like maybe I want my character to be strong. And so I would go ahead and highlight that section, right? And if you wanted to also think about your character's flaws, then you could go through and highlight, but maybe you highlight your flaws in a different color, right? So yellow is my character's strengths, and I think that's purple because I'm super colorblind. I just chose a random color. That could be your character's flaws. And so there's 6 person or physical traits. Strength, which is, what you would think, being able to lift things, move things. Dexterity is that idea where maybe your character is very acrobatic and they have lots of different like skills that make them slippery and hard to detect and they can kind of move around unseen. Constitution is how much of a beating you can take, whether that's from living in the environment, right? And you can survive like the cold Russian winter, or maybe you're a little more resistant to toxins or things like that. It's kind of the idea of like your hardiness, how tough you are, as opposed to how strong. Those are slightly different things. If you keep going down, intelligence is how smart you are. It's being able to think logically and rationally and recall facts, ideas, things like that. People often get intelligence here mixed up with wisdom, which I'll highlight for you so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Wow, that was super dark. That didn't help. There you go. Wisdom is the idea of taking the intelligence you have and applying it to real world situations. There's a really famous quote. I don't know who it's from, but it's the idea is intelligence could teach you how to build a nuclear bomb, right? The science and the math, that's knowing how those formulas work. You could build a nuclear bomb. But the idea behind wisdom is knowing whether or not you should actually use that nuclear bomb. Is it called for, or is the situation not there yet? That's where wisdom comes in. And both are really important. You can be super intelligent and very unwise. And in the same sense, you can be very wise and maybe not super intelligent. It's sort of like book smarts versus street smarts. And then charisma. If you've ever had like a teacher you like, or maybe a coach, someone in your life like that, that's just really inspirational, right? They kind of get you fired up. They help you in a variety of different ways, just kind of by their presence, right? Charisma is that trait. That's the word that you would use to describe someone like that. And you can have someone that's very charismatic and charming and helps people. You can also have someone that's very charismatic and uses that to sort of take advantage of people. They're kind of 2 different ideas, 2 different things there. It looks like I am going to have to make another video, and then I'll try to figure out a way to merge the videos later down the road. But the last kind of part that we're going to talk about is character skills. And so go ahead and click on part 3 and we will talk about that.